Today we're in my bedroom because I'm being lazy. Also, I have my tripod thingy. It's not a tripod. I have my thing set up in a weird spot today because, yeah. Anyway, I want to go over about that Walmart trip yesterday. I don't know who all's seen it yet or if you're just watching this video. I want to go over the laws and rules with ESAs because people lately have been taking their ESAs into stores and it's been a real problem. And I know it's also the fault of almost every app that I'm on. I've seen advertise ESAs in a manner that's not correct. There's these fake registration websites putting their ads on YouTube, TikTok, pretty much everywhere. Even I've seen it on TV and TV apps, like streaming apps. And the way they're advertising it is, you want to take your dog anywhere? Do you want your furry friend to go with you places? Get them registered as an ESA. But that's not actually how ESAs work. It's not so that you can take your pet anywhere. It's actually, emotional support animals are for somebody with public anxiety or any kind of anxiety like that. That's minor, like really minor, or maybe stressed, or it doesn't even have to be public, just small issues that don't impact your life a bunch, and having a comfort animal helps. The problem is, they don't have the same laws or rights as service dogs do. So, I wanted to explain this to that lady that had their in training ESA at Walmart yesterday that jumped at us. But I was too stressed out to. If I ever come across her again, I might, but I don't want to also be one of those rude people that causes more of a problem, you know? I just wanted to go about my day. I wanted her dog away from mine. I didn't care if it was aggressive. I didn't want it jumping at my dog, distracting him, and causing problems. Because believe it or not, that can actually make a service dog retire early because it can cause trauma responses, which means they can't be a service dog anymore. It is actually dangerous for you guys to be bringing untrained animals into stores where, service dogs, real service dogs, are. So the only one that actually said their dog was a ESA in training was the lady that had it jump at us because she wasn't able to control it. It pulled her towards my dog. And I didn't really catch it on video, but he was like in my dog's face. And me and my dog both jumped back and were like, get away please, you know. And my friend had stepped in between us and also tried to get her away calmly in the video. But ESA laws. ESAs are not task trained like service dogs are. However, if you're going to take them places, you do need to have basic training. They need to be behaved. They need to be okay with other dogs or animals or people. They still need basic training to qualify as an ESA, which means they can't be jumping, they can't be barking, they can't be aggressive in any form. Any of that. So her dog still should not have been in the store. Which brings me to my second point. ESA dogs do not have access rights. At all. They are not supposed to be brought into public stores. At all. Or public places. Anywhere like that. ESAs are not service animals. And if you try to pass one off as one because they're there to help you, you can get a $1,000 fine because it is faking a service animal. It is illegal. Including if you bring your pet into Walmart, you can get a $1,000 fine or more because it's illegal. They're not service animals. They are not supposed to be in public stores, especially ones that sell food, like Walmart. Now, this isn't entirely on the people jumping on the, oh, it's an ESA bandwagon. It's also on the people advertising their websites, which, by the way, they're illegal. Well, no, they're not illegal. They're not real. They're scams. ESA or service dog registration websites are scams. They're just taking your money. They're fake. They don't give you any rights. They don't. It doesn't matter if you have an ID or not. They don't give you any rights. Your dog needs to be trained. Whether it's an ESA or a service dog, they still need to be trained. They need to be behaved. And they need to be for a medical purpose. Service dogs, anyway. Now, where I live, service dogs can also be task trained for anxiety. If you have major panic attacks, like to the point where you can't function in public, like you'll actually break down and not be able to function at all, they can be a service dog, as long as they are trained to do a task to help with that. That is still a service dog where I live. I don't know about other places, but where I live it is. Like the entire US, that still counts as a service dog. But you still need a doctor's note for that. Which is another point. Any ESAs need a medical professional in mental health to give you a doctor's note for. Service dogs, you need a doctor's note from your primary doctor to have them. That's the only real paperwork you need for service dogs and ESAs. However, that is still not required. It just makes it easier. Yeah. ESAs, they're not task trained to help with anything. They do require basic training where they behave in public stores, need to get along with other people, not jumping, not barking, not causing disruptions. They need basic training to qualify. You need a therapist note to have it. They do not have access rights, which means you cannot take them into public, and they can deny you access. So say you want to go into a grocery store and they say, is that a service dog or ESA? You need to say ESA, because if you say service dog, you will get a fine if you're found out, because it's not a service dog. And if you say ESA and they say that you can't bring it in, then you can't bring it in, because they are allowed to deny access. But if you say service dog, but it's an ESA, and you bring it in, that's illegal and you can get a fine. Same thing if you buy one of those vests off Amazon or off one of the registration websites. If it's a vest that says service dog and it's actually an ESA dog, it's illegal. That is faking a service animal. That can get you a $1,000 fine or more. And honestly, I feel like a lot of us should come together and speak up to the owner or co-owners, whatever they would be, for the Walmart franchise in general. I feel like a lot of us real service dog owners should come forward, start a petition for them to be training their staff properly. Because I've had times where I've told them that a dog had attacked mine in Walmart before, and it was actually an attack, not just jumping at them. And they're like, oh, well, we can't kick them out. Yes, you can. They can. If it is, even if it's a real service animal and it's causing a disruption and attacking people, they can kick them out. So I really want to start a petition, an online petition for us service animal people with real service animals to come together and get Walmart to train their staff way better with service dog laws and all of that, because they need to be better with this, because it's causing issues for people like us with real service animals. As for service dogs, the laws for service animals is they need basic training to behave. They need to know at least one task and one alert. That's the requirement, one task, one alert. My dog knows a lot because I have a lot of things that I need him to do, and he's still learning a few more things that I'm, like the last couple things I want him to do. Which is the low blood sugar thing. That's like the last thing I'm trying to teach him. which I'm also going to do in this video after talking about these points. So if you want to stick around and watch that after this, just, fast forward if you already know all of this. But yeah, they need to know one task, one alert. They need a doctor's note. You need to have a disability severe enough for them to help. And like I said, where I live, mental health is one of them, as long as it's to the point where you can't function day to day. Like, I have autism, I have PTSD, I have bipolar disorder, not bipolar, I have BPD, it's different. Borderline personality disorder is the name for it. I have ADHD, both forms of OCD, overthinking, and things need to be in a certain spot and clean. I have ADHD, and I have multiple different kinds of panic attack and anxiety disorders that keep me from being able to function day to day. He helps with some of those, but he's mainly for low blood sugar, helping me walk, because I have a disability that I can't walk very well. And no, he's not a cane. I don't use him like a cane. I use him like to balance myself. It's a little different. I don't put pressure on him. He is also a guide dog because I see straight. I see in a tunnel. It's like if you put your fingers like this and you put it over your eye, that's what I see. And it's blurry, so that's literally all I can see. I'm not completely blind. I don't classify myself as blind, but the easiest way to explain it to some people is that I'm blind, but then if they assume completely blind, I have to explain. But yeah, I have a hard time seeing. I don't know if I count as blind or not. Yeah, it's literally if you put your fingers like this, and you went like this, that's what I see, straight in a tunnel, and it's blurry, so. But I can still see to a point. But he makes sure I don't run into things like anything to the side of me. He makes sure I don't trip over myself or anything in front of me. Like in that video, he stopped me from running into the cart and my friend a few times by moving in front of me because I was going to run into it if he didn't do that and stop me. He also stops me from walking if I'm getting dizzy, or if my heart rate is too high, he'll stand in front of me and he won't let me move. No matter where I am. I could be in the middle of an aisle at Walmart where it's really busy. He won't let me move. So yeah, he helps with that. He does so many things for me. And they're not easy to train. I've had some issues with him that they're not robots, so they make mistakes sometimes, but I've had a really hard time training him, to be honest with you, because he's a lab. So it was really hard to get him to the point where I got him to be calm and behaving like this. And he taught himself some of the things, to be honest. Like, I didn't even teach him how to use the guide vest, he just knew what to do. Oh yeah, that's another point. The counterbalance thing. If I lose balance and I lean to one side or the other, he also taught himself to kind of lean on me to help me rebalance myself. He'll take his body and he'll like push me gently if I'm leaning towards him. He'll push me gently so that way I'm like back balanced where I'm supposed to be. Like, so I don't fall on my side. But yeah, he is trained to help me with a whole lot of things, and when people are bringing fake service dogs or ESAs into stores, it can cause problems with other service animals, not just mine. It's a huge problem that I wish we could do more about. I'm hoping people watch this and help educate other people on the difference, because it really needs to be put out there that they're not the same thing. And if anybody does want to help me, start a petition on getting Walmart to train their staff better, to know the difference, and to know the laws and everything, and what they can and can't do. please let me know. Because I will definitely start it if other people will vote to, have that happen. And I'll figure out whatever person I need to email to get on that. Like any person at Walmart, I'll figure out who I need to email to complain about it, and I'll even give other service dog owners the email if they want it. Let's hop on this together. Let's start a petition. Let's start getting on Walmart about training their staff better. Because I had a friend there once that worked there, and he said that the only thing they were taught is to ask, is it a service dog or ESA? And if they say yes to either, let them in. And that was it. They were told they can't kick them out. They were told that they weren't taught how to tell what's real and fake. They weren't taught anything other than what to ask. And if people say yes, that's it. They just let them in. So let's get on training Walmart and other stores for the real laws on ESAs and service dogs. They need to know the difference. And it's not just Walmart that's the problem, it's other places. And I don't know what we can do for that, but if anybody has ideas, let me know, because I really want us to get together as a community, as a service dog community, and try to hop on this. Not just for my sake, but for other people's sake. But yeah, enough of that. I will start doing his training I have for his low blood sugar now. I have this container I have full of low sugar samples. There's holes in the top. I used to use the jar technique, but the jar technique wasn't working for me. So instead, I'm trying this. Which, look at his face, he already knows. So far it's been working-ish. I got him to the point where he'll sniff out the scent and find it. But we're still working on connecting it with an alert. Grab some treats in my hand so that way I can be ready. No, not the treats. Down. Down. Come here. Sit. Good boy. So what I did here to get him to sniff out the scent is, I had him sniffing it, and whenever he sniffed it and sought it out, I put a treat on the box. So it's called treat bonding or scent bonding, something like that. It associates the smell with him getting a treat, which encourages them to seek it out and then alert to it. His alert he's supposed to be doing for it is nudging me with his nose. So if he does it, good. It's supposed to be on my hand, my knee, whatever he can get to. Right now we're just trying it with the hand. He's still in the stage of trying to get a treat by just nudging my hand. No. Yes, there you go. He sniffed the box and then he did the hand thing, so. And I have it positioned on my hand on my leg for a reason, because I want him to eventually just tap me on my leg. Hund. Yes. Yeah, I know Hund is German for dog, but it's what I came up with to get him to do it. I am not giving him a treat until he sniffs it and then does the alert, so. Yes, good. I didn't have to tell him that time, but it took him a minute. He's sniffing the box, and he alerted. Good boy! Now, when he doesn't sniff the box and just touches my hand, I don't give a treat for that. I redirect him and point to the box, because he's supposed to be sniffing it and then nudging. But, yeah. Hund. Yes. I don't care what part of my body he hits with his nose as long as he does it. Yeah, nope. Hund. Good. There you go. Good boy. He smacked my arm. I'm gonna stick that there instead. I'm gonna have these behind my back. Mm-mm. Hound. There you go. You missed my arm the first time. He did just try to hit my arm, but he like missed and went way past my arm, so I waited till he hit my hand or something. Hound. Yes. Good boy. And I'm only giving him this many treats because this is a brand new task. I was trying it a different way and it wasn't clicking, but this one's clicking, so. Good. Even if it takes him a minute, he's getting a treat for it, so. And don't worry, they're not full treats. I have them broken down into little bits like this. Teeny tiny. Zane, come here. Bless you. Hey, lay down, settle. Good. What about if it's back there? Good enough. Good boy. Eventually, I'm gonna start hiding this under my shirt randomly, and hopefully he'll seek it out and do it. But first, we're just getting him in the habit of smelling the low scent, and then, yes! Doing that! Good boy! Good. He did sniff it first. I was watching him. Because the container's right here right now. Now he's just trying to get a treat by hitting my hand. You have to do the whole thing, buddy. There you go. Yes. If he gets confused for a minute, I'll just move the box so that way it gets his attention and he'll sniff it and then he'll do it, so. Yes. That's what I want. He didn't sniff. Good. Yes. It's hard to do when you only have two hands. Good. Yes. Eventually, once he gets the hang of this, he'll get like less and less treats, and then no treats at all. Other than like once in a while, maybe. Because he's a good boy and he deserves treats once in a while when he knows a task. So technically, this is a task and an alert, isn't it? It's like both. Because he is seeking out a low sugar smell and then doing something to tell me, hey, you're low. I do try to do low alerts, live ones. Say no. He was trying to get at the trees behind my back. I do try to do live ones when I can. Yes. He gets really excited about this one. I'm not sure why. Like, really excited. could. Hey, settle. Now you're sniffing. Good. Yes. Sometimes if I hold it and then he sniffs and then have him do the little art, it's somehow easier for his little brain. Hund. Hund. Poseidon hund. Yes! There you go. I'm gonna sniff first. Hund. Yes. I admittedly have not been practicing this one a whole bunch, so I probably should more often. Poseidon hund. Yes. Sometimes I'll hold the treats in my hand that I'm holding the box with, and it gets his attention to sniff it, so. You distracted by the ring sound? Hund. Hund. Yes, there you go. Stop trying to get treats. Stop. Sniff the box. Yes. I will count that since you did sniff it and then hit my hand. So, stop trying to get more than one. I do have a bunch in my hand, but I'll push one up so he only gets one. He still tries to get more, but he doesn't. Good. Yep, just one. And yes, my hand does get incredibly slobbery when he does this. Yes! Okay, I gave him two that time, but I just wanted the slobbery treats out of my hand. Yes! Look, he's persistent with it too. No, because you're just trying to bite everything. Not actually bite. He, opens his mouth and hits his, mouth off things, but he doesn't close his mouth. He doesn't actually bite. What are you sniffing now? Yes. There you go. Good boy. Sometimes it takes his brain a minute to think and process what he's supposed to do next. Like I said, this is a new task, and this is the last thing I want him to learn. So, last thing I need him to learn. I don't even care if he smells the outside. Dogs' noses are so strong, I'm sure he can smell it through the plastic, so. Good boy. Stop trying to lick them out of my hand and do the thing if you want them. Side. Hound. Hound. Okay, you hit some part of my body, so that's fine. So I think he's getting a little bit too excited and overwhelmed with this, so I'm going to take a break and cut the video here. It was mainly to go over the points of the difference between ESAs and service dogs, so yeah, there's no treats left in that body. Yeah, please do try to educate more people, even if you don't have a service dog. I'd appreciate it if you watched this and tried to spread the word on the difference. And don't call people out and cause problems, but please do try to educate people if they're in a store and they say it's an ESA, or if they say their ESA is a service dog, which it's not. Try to educate them. Don't be rude about it. Try to calmly educate them. And if you could try to calmly educate any staff members too. Stop. Try to calmly educate staff members. If you know anybody that works in Walmart or any store, try to educate them. Try to educate family members even if they don't have one. Try to just spread the word about this problem and how to handle it better and to not bring ESAs into stores and stuff. Please, we need everybody's help, whether you have a service dog or ESA or not. Just spread the word. You don't even have to share the video. If you just spread the information, that's perfect. Just please try to educate people. Help us out, you know? But yeah, have a good day, everybody. Bye.